Season 2 of Marooned has been one to remember. With epic twists, cutthroat gameplay,
I'm gonna be saving Reese.
and ruthless challenges. Many players have fallen, but now only 5 remain. Martin, from day one, loyalty defined his game. When the Power Rangers Alliance formed, he stood firm. Now, fresh off of his first immunity win, can he ride the wave all the way to the crown? Reese, after battling through the early game, her momentum came to a halt, drawing the Black Rock at the merge and getting snuffed. But when they fought their way back into the game, she stayed loyal. Can this comeback story end in a victory? Kiri, after a shaky start that almost sent her home first, she's relied on strong social bonds to survive. In a game where connection can be everything, could Kiri's quiet game take her all the way? Jack, having played the middle, he's laid low and played smart, and when the time was right, he helped flip the game on its head. His sneaky, under-the-radar strategy got him here, but can it get him the win? Kristen, at the merge, outnumbered and outmatched, she watched her allies fall one by one. Now, as the last non-Power Ranger standing, the target is on her. Can she climb her way to the top?
And the winner of Marooned Season 2, come on in. All right, welcome back. How was the night for everybody? That was your last sleep out here. How we feeling, Martin?
I actually slept the best last night, I think just because I was on flat ground and we were all pretty cuddled together. Well, it was the warmest night, I think.
Good, good. Jack, how are you feeling being this far into the game right now?
Excited, antsy. I cannot say I got a great night's sleep. I've been up thinking all night and I'm ready to get to it.
Kiri, how much does this challenge mean right now?
A lot. I mean, Final Four is a big deal. It'd be nice to be safe and not have to worry about it. Just kind of lay in camp and let the discussions go.
All right, well, I guess it is time to see who is safe. First things first, Martin, gotta take it back. I'm gonna make you take it. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Tradition.
All right, once again, immunity is back up for grabs. For today's challenge, you'll be using your cup to transport water back and forth to fill up your pipe. Once you fill up your pipe, you will be able to receive a ping pong ball with a code combination on it. That code will unlock your puzzle pieces to where you'll do a puzzle. First person to finish their puzzle wins immunity and a guaranteed spot in the Final Four of this season. That is a low number and everybody wants it. Lots on the line here, so I'll let you strategize. Let's get to it. All right, we are playing for individual immunity and a guaranteed spot in the Final Four. Survivors ready? Go! Everybody sprinting out. In this challenge, you gotta get a cup of water that will slowly leak out and use it to fill up your pipe.
Oh, it's
Ping pong ball, you can move on to the next part of this challenge.
Should've took Advil this morning.
Everybody around the same spot right now. Some people taking a more meticulous route. Reese with another pour. Kiri with another pour.
Glad you finished.
That ball has to break the surface of the pipe before you can grab it. You cannot reach down. Martin and Kristen in the lead right After 6 days in this game, you are guaranteed to be exhausted. This challenge will not help. But you gotta fight. It's Kristen in the lead right now. Would love to have that necklace. Jack about 3/4 up. Martin pretty far up. Kristen about 1 cup in front of everybody else. Reese 3/4 up. Kiri about the same. Kristen can do it right here. That ball has to break the surface. Nope, gotta go back. Kristen gonna put a cup in again. Is it enough? You are good. That ball broke the surface. Kristen gonna start working on those puzzle pieces now. Gotta unlock that bag. That ball will give you a combination to unlock your last few puzzle pieces. Once you get it, you can start. She's got that bag undone. Gotta get those pieces out. Kristen can start working on that puzzle. Martin and Reese, very close to the top here. Martin's gonna see if he can have it here. Gotta go back. 1 more. Reese is gonna see if they can get it here. 1 more. Martin and Reese 1 cup away from breaking that surface. Jack getting close. Kiri getting close. You're good, Martin. Martin can start working on that lock. You're good, Reese. Reese can start working on that lock. Kiri a couple cups away. Jack about 1 cup away, and it's starting to rain. You're good, Jack. Jack can start working on that code. Kiri out in the field. Everyone else on their puzzle now. Kristen's had the most time to work on this puzzle so far. Kiri coming back with her last cup.
It's not my last cup,
You're good. Kiri can start working on that code. Everybody on the puzzle now. This is what you want for a Final 5 challenge. Everybody's in it. Anybody can win this. These kinds of puzzles are something where you see it, it'll click just like that. Martin moving quickly, trying different pieces. It looks like it's Reese in the lead right now in this puzzle. Martin and Kristen not far behind. Jack with a couple of pieces. Reese definitely with the most progress right now. Everybody's working. Reese with a lot of progress right now. A lot of this puzzle does look the same. So you could think you're getting close, but something might not be right. We saw this puzzle in the opener for our first season. We brought it back right at the end. Kristen been in the same spot for a while, but has to be getting close. These pieces are odd shaped. It looked like Reese had a lot of pieces on, but a lot of them have made their way off the board. Martin getting very close. Looks like those pieces are coming into place.
Check.
Martin wins!
Yeah.
Individual immunity, guaranteed spot in the Final 4. Will live to see the next round of this game. Well done.
We were about the same spot.
Good job, man.
All right, Martin, congratulations. Come on over and giving it right back. There you go. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Guaranteed spot in the Final 4, cannot be voted out. As for the rest of you, one of you will become the next person eliminated from this game. Oh, so close to the end. We'll see who that's going to be. Grab your stuff, head out. See you later for Tribal.
So no immunity for me again. I thought I was going to do a lot better at that than I did, and I failed.
I know I'm
going. We'll see what happens. I'm scared. I'm always nervous. I had 90% of it done, and I had to take it all apart to fucking flip it, and that's what
You
it
can
did.
just flip the board.
No, because the pieces, the corner pieces had to be in that certain section. So my south was down here, or my north was down here, and my south was up here, and the north was supposed to be there, and the south was there. It would be nice to have, you know, 3 girls closer to the end, and it's been really great to kind of keep some of the girls to the end because there's been so many guys compared to the girls playing this game. But just in case there's a vote for me or something else, I have to throw a vote somewhere else, and it's going to be Kristen, unfortunately. Me, you, and Kiri have the best chance going into tribal as equals.
I agree.
Martin hasn't really pissed off anyone, and Kristen has the most votes on that jury.
Yeah.
They're the 2 biggest threats. I know I'm a threat. I know that. I know I have a story, but you have a story. You were on exile. You came on. You had to come into a tribe. Like, I feel like we all have equal stories.
I'm in Final 5. I have many, many paths. I think I've actually had a path since Final 7. Everyone has wanted to work with me. I have been in the middle the whole time since the start.
Reese? Yep. Yeah, I was just trying to explain to Eric that just because I won back-to-back, don't think of that as a threat. I want 3 of us. 1 of us 3 has to keep
exactly. It has to be Reese because I want to take out Kiri at 4 to make it me, Kristen, and Martin. I think that I can pretty much beat all of them. If there's not a better jury and they can respect the middle game that I've played and being in a great relationship with almost everyone, maybe I have not built the most connections on a personal level, but I have built the most game connections.
None of you guys want to be So,
I have to beat
either fucking take me out or you take me.
That's our choice.
I'm going for the idol. I'm saving myself. That's like, seriously.
Just know that I'm here for you if you need a little bit.
You guys are targeting me. Why would I not?
Reese, she was feeling like she had nowhere to go, and me and her bonded really quickly, worked so well together in the challenges. Our communication is the strongest thing there. Me, Kiri, and Jack have come together to see if we can get the 3 of us to the end. That's our goal. So Kristen, she's my main competitor, my final physical competitor for the challenges, and her and Jack got really close really fast. Once we were all together after the merge, they just started spending more and more time together. They're the same age, they got the same taste in things, the same sense of humor.
We need a
Being a more iconic duo than a twink and a redhead.
I don't want Reese to go. I know how much this means to Reese. I did manage to kind of switch everyone to Kristen. Of course, Reese helped as well.
Kristen doesn't have my back. Kristen's never even claimed to have my back, so...
Kristen and Reese are good physical competitors. It's tough to
I know
beat
the
2
next
of
one's
them.
gonna be rough.
And I think Kristen is going to get all the jury votes. I think there's a little bit of a bitty jury. And I don't know, I think she'll probably have a better story than I think she does. But I think she's also going to get a lot of votes because a lot of those guys are pissed at me, Martin, and Jack.
I'm a little nervous because I think at this point there's not too much more I can do to shield the fact that I am a threat. I was thinking about it last night. If I'm looking at it from another person's perspective, I'm one of the biggest threats in this game. I mean, how apparently I'm a challenge-based apparently, and I'm super social, and if I were to make it to the end, how do you not vote for the only young girl that came out here, dominated, showed herself up to the boys, was social, you know, is likable, not to like toot my own horn, but like, you know, I do think that like, if I were them, the best move would be to get me out.
I should be really nervous for this one, but I'm not. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to Final 4. Even though the votes are going to Reese, I could do that whole thing where you know, save the idol and show it at Final Tribal, but rather guarantee my spot in the Final 4. So catch you on the flip side. You know what this feels like? It feels like a guaranteed spot in the Final 4. It feels pretty damn good. The only person I told about it is Jack, because me and him are locked in for the rest of this game. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Fuck yes! I was hoping this morning when you...
I just found it 5 seconds ago.
Kristen clued me in on her idol, so I knew a perfect time to get out Reese. And so I knew that I had to cover all my bases. So I told Kiri that Kristen has an idol, and then I told Reese for some jury management, damage control, I don't know, she was in tears.
So gonna look.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you. I don't believe anyone. Don't trust anyone. You're really playing survivor. No trust.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury. Marisa, Austin, Torger, Henry, Sam, and Coop voted out at the last tribal council. All right, we are getting down to it. Martin, how does it feel to have only 5 people left here?
It feels good and scary all at the same time. This feels like it's been longer than 6 days. It really does.
It feels like a lifetime out here.
Yeah.
So how does it feel knowing that you're in 5 now, and with the necklace on after winning that challenge, you'll be in 4? Absolutely.
Yeah, it feels good, of course. At this point, you're really relying on your loyalties and the trust that you built, and you're still also looking over your shoulder, seeing if that knife is coming. It's just the way it is. So I know winning 2 in a row obviously puts a target on my back, but I just got lucky with the puzzles. That type of puzzle I'm okay with. But Kristen's a beast. She lapped me twice, and I knew I had to catch up. So I just got lucky in the puzzle. I figured out those 4 corners, and everything kind of just built inwards quickly. So it is what it is. I just gotta protect myself when I can.
Kiri, how hard does the vote get when you have only 3 other people to choose from?
It gets really hard. I mean, like, we've all made a bond, and we made a bond with everyone here and the pre-jury as well, but when you have, I mean, like, usually when there's such a big group, there's always that one person that you didn't connect with as much. Either you didn't have time or, whatever the circumstances was. But when there's 5 of us, we have nothing to do but talk to each other. So that bond builds regardless. So I don't know if I used that word right, but so yeah, and it sucks. And we know, like, we're at the point where none of us want anyone to go. Same with last vote, the vote before, but it has to be done. And we're at the point where there's no other option but to start breaking promises.
So Reese, Kiri mentions a good point. People are gonna have to start breaking promises. Are the alliances that were formed throughout this game and took a lot of favor in voting out the members of the jury, are those all on the table now? Are they still in effect, or have they been broken? What's with alliances this round?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I've definitely had my name thrown out there today, so if that's the case, obviously my alliances turn to nothing. So alliances are obviously getting mixed and broken and remade. Again, we're at the final 5, so there's some mad scramble to who do you think you can beat, who do you think you can win against, who do you think that jury's going to vote for. Like, there's so many factors to factor into this vote. So yeah, I'm definitely nervous for tonight because I'm sure I'm getting votes.
So Jack, another factor in this vote is idols and advantages. This is the last round. Anything can be played. After that, it's void. So if there's anything left in the game, it's coming out now. Do you expect something to come out here?
I don't know if I expect something, but you can never not expect something. You always have to have a plan A, a plan B, all the way up to plan Z. So you really have to factor in every single person. Have they been looking? Where have they been looking? Have they stopped looking? And do they seem competent enough to work with me to make it to the end?
So Kristen, in a vote like this, I want to know, do alliances really matter at this point? Because everybody has their path to the end. You're so close right now and you can see it right there. Do you turn on people at this point? Is that what needs to be done here?
I would say yes and no for the alliance part of it, but at this point in the game, after this vote, there's one more until the end, we're presuming. And, that has to be your main focus. You gotta play for yourself at this point when it's really down to the wire here.
It is getting down to the wire, and we need to get rid of one more. So, with that, it is time to vote. Jack, you're up first.
I don't have to look under the table because it's right here.
target, so I gotta go with you, Kristen.
If anybody has an idol or an advantage and you would like to play it, now is the last time that you can do so.
Braden, this might be a little provocative, but hopefully it gets the people going. I found this a couple minutes before lockdown. I don't know if it's me or not tonight, but I don't need a souvenir, so I'm playing this for myself.
This is a hidden immunity idol, which means any votes cast for Kristen will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Kristen does not count. Kristen does not count. Kristen does not count. Reese, that's one vote Reese, one vote left. And the next person voted out of Marooned, Reese, that's enough. Please bring me your torch. Reese, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Go get him.
Yeah, high five. Well played. Well played.
You have to tell me where you're at. I'm so curious.
Well, everybody, a successful idol play to bring you into the Final Four. I guess I could say things are just now heating up. Let's see how this game ends out. Grab your torches, head back to camp. I'll see you later.
I knew it was coming. I was really hoping Kristen was lying about that idol. I'm really hoping. It is what it is. It's a game. Played hard, fought hard. There's a great Final Four over there, and I'm proud of everybody who's made it, and I'm glad I made it as far as I could. Am I upset about it? Absolutely. Everybody wants to win, but I'm a team player, so let's go get them. Final Four. I'm cheering for Curie and Martin to win.
I didn't know that I was going home that round, that I had the votes to take me out. There's no need in a souvenir, so I played it, and there was actually 3 votes for me and 2 votes for Reese. So 3 votes for me got nullified, and Reese went home, and I idled her out, and it was the only successful idol play of this entire season, which is, I think, an incredible feat. This is crazy.
Final Four. Congrats, guys. Probst Jr.
Hello, Final Four. Hello. Can everybody gather around in front of me, please? All right. Congratulations, first and foremost, on making it to the Final Four of this game. Right now, I'm coming here to give you a choice. In the next 10 minutes, you can unanimously decide one person to go through to the Final 3 and sit at Final Tribal Council. Or, if you cannot unanimously decide in 10 minutes, we will draw rocks right here, right now, and eliminate one of you going to a Final 2 this season.
Initial thoughts is, whoa. I don't want to go out of the game by a rock draw this close to the end. Do we want to give us all a fair chance to still compete to make the Final 3 and just pick somebody?
I mean, I would prefer no one to go home with rocks, and obviously I'd love to go to Final 3, but we have to be unanimous.
myself to go to
Final 3.
When we had to decide between a unanimous vote and rocks, my first thought was I want to go to rocks because I don't want to do that challenge. I know that I'm going to be out of the running.
I guess in my head, I'm like, I have no chance at that challenge. I have a better chance with rocks personally to make it to the end.
It'd be a better spectacle if the 3 of us were competing in that last rope challenge. I don't want to beat Curie. Like, I don't... Does that make me look like a strong competitor if I beat the girl who's been limping the whole game? I would rather compete against people equal caliber to me. That's just how I am. My worry, Kristen, is pushing you through. You've got a lot of friends on the jury. That's my concern.
I have enemies on the jury too. I've organized them out.
Oh, we all have enemies, but you got way more friends.
That's just what we're looking at. That's what I see.
I really believe if I win this Final Four challenge, I'm winning this game. I really think that if I can secure the last immunity win on top of just playing an idol, on top of being the last person in my alliance, you know, and everything that I've done to overcome this, being on the bottom, being on the top, I think I have the most well-rounded game. If I can win the next immunity challenge, I really think I can win this game.
I don't want to rock draw, so if it's put her through, I say we just do it.
You guys do not want to try that challenge? Do not want to?
I want to try, but I just would feel better, obviously, if I'm in the final 3 guaranteed.
And then I thought about it, and I was thinking, if I can get all of them to unanimously put me in the final 3, I know one of the arguments was that the jury might not respect that, but on the other hand, those 3 want to win so bad, and yet they decided to not even try to convince me to go for someone else, but just take me out so they can compete together. I'm not going to advocate for anyone but myself at this point.
Okay, I'm going to take a hand vote. Yes for Kiri, raise your hand. Is that a hand raise? All right, we have reached a unanimous decision, which means Kiri, congratulations. You will be in our final 3 this season. You will face the jury, get to plead your case as to why you should win this game. All right, Latin Orca tribe, welcome to your final immunity challenge. First things first, Martin, for the last time, gotta take it back. Thank you. All right, for the final time this season, immunity is back up for grabs. Before we begin, the contestants were given a decision to unanimously decide one person to go straight through to the final 3. They were able to decide. Kiri, you were chosen, so please go take a spot on the sit-out bench. You will not run this challenge. As for the rest of you, this challenge is not so simple. To start, you'll be clipped into a rope. You'll have to maneuver yourself through the A-frame, getting all the way to the end of that crate. Once you touch your rope to that crate, you'll be able to solve a slide puzzle. Once you unlock that, you'll unlock billiard balls with your bag. One at a time, you will use a pole to step through the high steps and across a balance beam. There are 4 billiard balls you must bring across. Once you have all 4, you will complete a table maze puzzle. First person to land all 4 balls in their table maze wins immunity, and a lot is on the line. Not only will you guarantee yourself to sit in front of the jury, plead your case as to why you should win, you will also have the sole decision as to who else joins you from the other 2. So, worth playing for?
Well, yeah.
All right, I'll let you gather yourself. We'll get going. We are playing for a spot in our final tribal council and the decision on who joins you. For the last time, survivors ready? Go! This challenge is on. Jack, Kristen, Martin, they're gonna start moving through those ropes. They've got to untangle themselves as fast as possible. Kristen doing a front flip over that line. Jack standing up on that A-frame. He's gonna throw himself through. Everybody wants to get there. They are not caring about how they're feeling right now. All they're worried about is how it'll feel to win that challenge. I can't tell who's in the lead right now. Kristen's gonna be the first one to step up and over. Martin not far behind. It looks like Kristen is in the lead currently, doing another front flip. Martin can go over. She's got another front flip. This looks like a gymnastics competition. Jack tangled up. Gotta worry about that slack as well as you're moving through. Gotta worry about the ropes behind you. Looks like Martin's moving through pretty well. Kristen with another front flip. She's loving those. Martin up and out. Kristen getting through again. Gonna do a little roll here. Jack falling behind. Gotta keep in it. Gotta stay in it. At the end of that challenge is that table maze, so you do not want to give up. Anything can happen. Martin jumping through. Jack super tangled up right now. Something happened along the way. He's stuck. He's got to untie himself. Might have jumped through the wrong ropes. Martin and Kristen making great work on that A-frame here. Jack moving quicker now. He's got something going. Definitely trying to get back into this challenge. Martin and Kristen been in the same spot for most of the challenge here. Martin, this would be his third in a row. He would love to make sure he's got that immunity. There we go. Jack all tangled up right now. After 6 days out here, you will be exhausted. Uh-oh, Jack making another knot. Moving through the wrong places can definitely hold you back. If you make a knot out of that rope, it's gonna be difficult to get it out. Martin looks like he's getting further. He's got a little knot in it, he's gotta untie that. Kristen on the top. She's climbing down. There's a lot of rope to get through. It looks like Martin and Kristen are in the exact same spot right now, falling through the same place. Kristen's gonna go under, Martin's gonna go over. Jack trying to get back in this. Winner of this challenge not only guarantees themselves a spot in the end, but will also be able to choose who joins them. That's a lot of power for one vote, and if you need someone out of this game, that's the way to do it. Guaranteeing yourself to be there, picking who you got as well. Martin gonna climb all over the entire thing. Kristen going through the middle right now. Jack gonna move as fast as he can now that he's got that knot undone. Kristen getting close to the end here. Martin getting close to the end here. Both of them can see the end of this A-frame. They can see the end of their rope. They have to get there. Lots of climbing, lots of throwing yourself through. Gonna be bruises. Martin and Kristen very close. It looks like Martin's just gotta get himself through. He's there, you're good. You can unclip Martin. He touches the bottom. There we go. It's Martin in the lead in this challenge. A familiar place for him recently. Kristen very close. She's through. You're good. You can untie. Jack now is still the only one on those ropes. Martin flying through this puzzle right now. Would love to get through. There we go. Kristen finally untied. Kristen moving quickly, moving those pieces. Slide puzzle. This is the first slide puzzle you've seen. Testing our skills. No piece can come out unless it's that one with the key on it. Once you get that key, you can unlock your bag and start moving those billiard balls. Martin looks like he's getting close. Kristen looks like he's getting close. All about moving those pieces well. How can you do it? Kristen looks like she's very close to the end there. Kristen gonna get that piece out now. She's good. She can untie that key and get her bag. Jack's still working on those ropes. He's all tangled up. Martin's getting a little lost in this puzzle. Can he recover? Kristen got those billiard balls now. She's gonna get one at a time. There we go. Gotta hold underneath that line, step through the high frames. There she goes. She's through the steps immediately. Gotta get across that balance beam. This entire season, this balance sheet has been a struggle for our contestants. You're good. You got your first one. You're not bucket. Kristen gonna go back for her second now. Martin's still working on the puzzle. Jack looks like he's getting close to the end of that A-frame there. He's gotta pick it up. Martin stumped on this puzzle. Jack's through. He's going to start working on his puzzle now. Kristen with 2 billiard balls. She is in the lead right now. Jack and Martin on this puzzle. And a little lost. Jack is quick work on this year. You're good. Kristen coming back with her last ball. Jack moving very quickly on this puzzle right now. Kristen would love to get that last ball across first try. Start working on that table maze. And she does. You're good. You can start on that table maze. It's been a long season for Kristen. Would love to pull out a win here when it really counts. Martin and Jack jumped on this puzzle. Martin's going to look over at Jack to see what he's doing. Both of them stumped right now. On that table maze, you got to go in order. You got to go first to last. So the closest one will be where you start. And the furthest one will be where you end. Kristen trying to get around that first beam there. Gotta be shaking at this point in the game. You are exhausted. You are hungry. You are tired. but you can't give up yet. You are so close. Kristen's gonna try and get past that first block here. Trying to get around to the first hole to get that ball in. Jack and Martin still working on the puzzle. Kristen nearing that first hole. Can she do it? And it's in. Kristen with one ball. Martin gets his block out. He can start untying his bag. You're still in this. Gotta go one at a time with that pole. Get him up the steps. Gotta hold it underneath the line. There we go. Martin's gonna start. All about balance now. Something that might not be on the forefront of your mind after 6 days out here. Gonna work on that balance beam. He's had trouble with this before, but he doesn't now. Gotta go back. Gotta go back. Martin's gonna try it again. A rough ball. Progress on that puzzle. Looks like he's getting close to the end here. Martin gets his first ball across. Kristen working on that second ball. Can she sink it? Getting dangerously close to sinking that ball. Halfway through the table maze. Awfully close to the edge. She's in. You're good. Martin gonna try again, having a little bit of trouble once again on the balance beam. Gotta go back. This balance beam has been a tough competitor for everybody this season, and it is not forgiving now. Kristen with a good lead in this challenge. Jack still behind right now, working on that puzzle. Once you see it, it'll click, and those pieces will start moving. All three contestants on different parts of this challenge right now. Martin back on the balance beam. And that ball dropped. You gotta go back.
Come on.
Frustrated.
Balance.
After 6 days out here, you cannot give up.
Come on.
Kristen's gonna make it to that third portion of the table maze for the first time now. Gotta get around those beams just like you did at the start. That third hole very close. Gotta go back, Martin. She's close. Almost loses it. Gotta go for that third one there. Gonna take it slow. This is our challenge to lose. She's got a great lead right now. This ball very close to the edge. And she sinks it. One more for Kristen, and she will guarantee herself a spot at the end of this game to face the jury. A spot everybody wants to be in. Jack still working on that puzzle. He's got to figure it out if he wants to have a chance. Martin's got to conquer this balance beam. There you go, Martin. He gets across with his third ball. He's got one more now.
Hey, Kristen, let me just get to the puzzle so we have a bit of a challenge.
I don't know about that, babes.
Just let me get through to try it. You're already ahead. Come on.
Martin's leading with Kristen right now.
I just want to try it.
You can try it after I win.
Martin's across with his last ball. He can start on that table maze. Here we go. It's Martin and Kristen. Kristen with a big lead right now. But now she's on that hardest and final ball. Can she get there? She's been pretty close before on that third ball. All she has to do is get through those last 3 beams and sink that last ball. And Kristen will be guaranteed in the finale of this season. A long 6 days. A lot of players wish they could be in this position right now, but only one can be. Kristen on that second to last bend there. Gotta get around and she makes it. She's on that last turn now. One more turn. Martin's trying to catch up. It might not matter.
Come on, Kristen, let's make this interesting. Here. Drop one. Drop one.
If she makes it around, all she has to do is sink that ball, and she will win, guaranteeing herself a spot at the end. And she does! Kristen wins individual immunity and a guaranteed spot in the finale of our season. What a challenge.
I'll check it for you. That was awesome. That was awesome, okay? That was awesome.
All right, Kristen, congratulations. Come on over. There you go. Guaranteed spot in the finale of our season. How you feeling right now?
For probably the first time in my life, I'm speechless.
That's good. Well, hey, you did it. You have a guaranteed spot, and now the power falls to you. We'll head to Tribal Council where you will make a big decision on where either Martin or Jack will become the final member of our jury. I'm sure you've got a lot to think about, so see you later. Grab your stuff, head out. Well done.
I can't even put into words what this means to me. This just like validates everything I've worried about myself, you know, not that like being a good Survivor player makes you a better person, but it took a large leap of faith for me to come out here and play this game again, and winning this has really shown me that like the only thing stopping me from succeeding is myself and my mindset. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for Jack. He's had my back since the merge. We've looked out for each other. We've had a Twink in a Redhead alliance, and I promised to take him, and I'm gonna keep that promise. It could be easier to win against Martin because me and Jack had similar stories because we worked together, but I don't really think so because I do think I have a good case with, you know, I won this and I took out the guy who I was always kind of gunning for, who was a strong competitor and won the last two.
Oh, I love everyone here. I
know,
really
me
do.
too.
I wish I could say I hate everyone here, but
Still have to find the cat basketball.
yeah, I mean, I don't think it was anyone. I immediately, first step I took, I got tangled up and got a little flustered, but knowing that it was Kristen and Martin, I knew that they will actually, both of them will take me. So maybe it's not in my best interest to win because whoever I vote out, they may be a bitter juror. So it kind of works out that Kristen, one of them won. I mean, I thought it was definitely sprained or something.
Here. No, it's sprained.
Yeah.
Martin knew if he wasn't going to win, that was it. As soon as I knew that those challenges were way harder, like I came in here actually thinking I was going to do a lot better on the challenges. As soon as I saw them, I kind of knew it wasn't. I knew I had to keep a low profile. That wasn't how I was going to play this game, but I knew I could not have a bigger spotlight on myself after bailing on that. So I played a low-key game. My bonds and my social contacts made all of those people let me be here at the final three despite sucking. I went from being absolutely bottom, almost first boot, to being final three. I hope that has some kind of pull with the jury.
She's got the almost entire jury on her side.
My speech is going to win. I think I have race for me. I don't know what way you're going to go.
Maybe. Disappointed in myself because I got stuck on two things. I got stuck in the puzzle, and then I got stuck in the balance beam. But it wasn't the balancing part, it was the keeping the ball steady part. So it was that, and then she had an advantage because she knew that slide puzzle. She was done with her shot. And then, because I beat her to it, and then she passed me.
Yeah.
And then she rocked that balance beam. She did all four in a row without dropping.
Really?
And I actually got across the balance beam, but I couldn't hold the ball. This is my first time ever playing a game like this. I've been a fan of Survivor from the beginning. Coming out here and giving it a shot and testing myself. How far could I go? Can my social game work? Can I still do the physical? Is my brain still functioning to figure out puzzles? I was able to check off all those boxes. I even got myself 2 immunities back to back. I'm walking out of this feeling pretty high and proud of myself that, man, I still got it. I can still go out there, I can still compete. I'm 50 head to toe, but here and here, 25 to 30, man. And I just feel good, and I'm gonna keep this going. I like to always make the joke, I'm gonna be the fastest grandpa you ever saw. Never slow down.
Came prepared.
To fidget with?
Yeah, I worked through all the sticks in the area.
There's gonna be no sticks left.
Wow.
Go through one for every tribal I've been. It's like all the way to the forest.
We'll now bring in the members of our jury. Marisa, Austin, Torger, Henry, Sam, Coop, and Reese voted out at the last tribal council. One big happy family. Look at us. Love it. All right, final four, Latin Forica. We're here.
We are.
This is it. So, beginning of the round, I come into camp and I tell you, you have 10 minutes to unanimously decide on one person to go through to the final three. And if you can't decide, we draw rocks right there on the spot to eliminate one of you, bringing this season to a final two. Ultimately, you decided to send Kiri through. So Kiri, talk to me a little bit about that decision, how you felt during that moment.
Well, we had all unanimously decided we didn't want to go to rocks. So all that was left was picking a person. We had Martin, who he took himself out, he wanted to compete. Jack wanted him, I wanted me, Kristen wanted herself. At the end of the day, I was just the lucky one, came to a consensus that I get to go through and they would battle it out against each other.
Marty, Kiri says you wanted to compete in the challenge. You just say, yeah, anyone else, I want to compete. Walk me through that.
I have a competitive nature, and I just didn't think as one of the final moves of the game, you take the easy way to the end. I don't think that gains any respect. I don't think that looks well on you to go through, at least for me, for the type of game I played to get to that point, for me to just suddenly bow out and take the easy path, it didn't work for my game. So I couldn't do it.
So Jack, do you think it'll look better in front of the jury, like what Martin's saying, to compete in that challenge and not take, hey, I'll take the free spot?
I mean, there's pros and cons to both, because if you're being put through, then that could either be seen you're a goat or you're great socially with everyone. But if you compete, you could guarantee your spot and take out your target. So it really depends. Do you just want to guarantee your spot, or do you want to risk the chance of being voted out at Final Four?
In a way, it's similar to, do I put myself in the fire making challenge? I don't consider it the same as that, but that's the thought process. Yeah. I just think I knew who was here, and I thought the three of us that were left that were pretty physical competitors, it would just be great to see us do one last challenge together. Kristen found herself the idol, she saved herself, so I pushed that on her. Show yourself you got some more fight. You found the idol, let's push yourself through. You got to fight. Don't take these away. And I think it gave her a good chance, and she had all the motivation in the world. It was awesome.
So Kristen, you did end up pushing yourself through, winning that challenge. Talk to me a little bit about how you feel after winning that, knowing you have this big decision.
I feel incredible and so grateful that I won this. This is the most important individual immunity challenge that you can win, and it's the only one I won, and I guess I saved the best for last. I think that challenge was really just meant for me to win. I think every part of it was something that I was strong at. With the A-frames, I saw that and thought, okay, my gymnastics background is going to come in handy here. So I was doing somersaults over them and flipping myself around. I wasn't scared to bang around, and it's known to most people that I'm not good at puzzles. The only puzzle that I know the algorithm to are slide puzzles, because that's just something that it's on an app that I use, and I know how to do the 1 through 16 one. This one was a little different because there was rectangles, but I used the same thought process and I got that super quick, and because of that I was able to make it to the next part. I did every single one of the balance beams on my first try, and the first time I did the balance beams in the very, very first challenge of this game, I fell a couple times, but I got everyone on the first try because I just told myself to calm down. And then when I had that strong lead, I knew that I had pretty steady hands and that I would be good at that end balancing one if I just took my time and took it easy and slow, and I did, and I pulled out the dub, and it couldn't have come at a more perfect time.
So you now have this big decision to make where you have to vote out either Martin or Jack. Walk me through how that went when you go back to the camp.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make any flouty answer. I told everyone here who I'm voting out. It's known, and it just came down to me keeping my word and a promise that I made. And at the end of the day, my friendship with the person that I'm taking to the end is the most important thing to me, and that's why I'm keeping my promise to them.
So Jack, it sounds like Kristen immediately pretty much made up her mind. Did you have a pitch?
I mean, obviously I pitched just to maybe ensure my spot, but if she's telling me what I think is to be true, I'm trying to plan for a final free speech, but you never know who you can trust in this game. You never know This is the one last chance to turn your back on someone and get your target out. So once the votes are read, then that's the only time I'll feel confident.
So Martin, it sounds like what Jack said. He said, if what she's telling me is true, I'm talking to the jury. What was your pitch?
I pitched her hard about the competitive nature of it. We both rose to the occasion to compete against each other. I got her to do that with me for the final challenge. I wanted to try to push her one more time. If you want to go all the way to the end, let's duke it out, boxing match, you and me, let's go. This is your last chance to prove yourself one more time and fight. And that was my best pitch. I also threw in there, looking at the jury and stuff, I'm not sure where they are feeling about me. I worked with everybody over there throughout the course of the game to help me get a little farther, and I outlasted them. I don't know if they're happy with me about that or if they're upset with me about that. So I kind of threw that her way too, and the friendship thing seems to be more important to her than let's fight out one more time.
All right, well, there is a big decision to be made, and Kristen, it is that time. So for the final time, it's time to vote. Once the vote is read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the vote. The final person voted out of Marooned and the last member of our jury, Martin. Please bring me your sword.
Go birds. I know. Competed hard. You deserve the next assignment. Full experience, right?
Mm-hmm. Martin, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
All right. What I was saving for the jury, I'm 51. Just wanted to prove that old guys don't suck all the time with Survivor. Good luck to you guys.
Well, final three, congratulations. You have made it as far as you can go in this game. But now the power shifts over to the jury. The previous 9 people that you had a hand, indirectly or directly, in voting out will now decide which of you 3 will win this game and the prize that goes along with it. So, I'll give you a moment and we'll get started.
I knew it was coming, so I was able to get the nerves and the emotions in check. But I'm a good loser. I would rather go out competing hard against someone, you know, capable of keeping up with me, and she did. She was so motivated to get to the end and finish, and she rocked that challenge. So I'm totally happy of her, happy for her, proud of her, and it's fine. She found an idol like 20 seconds before you guys did lockdown, and that was the seal, because she saved herself. I needed to beat her after that, and I couldn't. She powered through, so I'm okay. I'm not emotional about losing. I did my best, and like I said, 51, and I can still lose. I kept up with all these young bucks that are 20 and 25, whatever. I'm proud. I'm happy. Yeah.
Final tribal council. To get us started, we're going to hand it over to the jury. They're going to ask some questions, and then you'll have your final statement. So, I'll turn it over to the jury. Austin, get us started.
Yeah, to start, I'm going to give each of you roughly 30 seconds. We'd like you to either give us a summary of your game or a moment that you think best encapsulates your game and why you deserve to win Marooned.
We'll start with Jack. I'll just give a quick summary. My whole game has been playing the middle, making sure that I'm pretty tight with almost each and every one of you. I have wrote every single one of your name, any name that I have wrote on parchment, they have gone home. So while making sure I was loyal to my main alliance, I was connecting with other people to make sure that they can think that sometime I will flip, and I did. So I had to make sure that I was staying in the middle the whole game, and when the flip comes, that's when I have to make my move.
I would say that my game can be encapsulated in like a roller coaster metaphor. I played this game from the top, I played it from the bottom, I played it from the sides and everywhere in between. There were times when I was in power, and there was many times in the post-merge where I was, at the bottom and I was barely pushing by. I would say that the one really pivotal point in the game for me, I think, was a pre-jury move, and it was when me and Tor decided to switch to align with Austin and Coop to take out Shane. I think creating that alliance was the turning point, and because of that, I do not believe I would be sitting here right now if I didn't make that move early on in the game.
Well, I started off this game thinking I was going to come in a lot better at challenges than I was, and my plan was to be a lot louder and to be a lot more openly strategic. When I bailed on the first one, I realized that if the spotlight was on me any more than it was, I was an absolute first out. I already thought it was. My biggest challenge, out of even all the ones that I sucked at, was getting to merge, because I was a detriment to my tribe at every step of the way, at every challenge, and yet you guys chose to keep me, and I'd like to think that was because I made the right connections with the right people. And even if I wasn't connecting with you on a game level, I was still trying to connect with you on a personal level, because I enjoy being here for the people. I think my biggest move, other than making merge, personally was getting that immunity idol for me. I don't think I was the one to go out then. That was more of a personal achievement. I guess for game-wise, I was loyal until I could not be. Right on in the beginning, me and Jack, we connected. We said that we were going to be a final two. We have 13 years between us, and the only thing in common that we have is that we don't like listening to Taylor Swift. But we still managed to pull that through. I did have to make choices at some point. I even wrote Martin's name down when I knew that Henry might play his idol. I didn't want to, but I also didn't want to go out because my loyalty was going to be too strong and get me out. I feel like my biggest advantage was my social connections and making the right move at the right time with the right people.
Question for Kristen. After the merge, you found yourself in an alliance that was down in numbers. How did you end up as the last person remaining from the minority alliance?
I have a lot of credit to give to this guy right here. I think that, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the strong social connection and alliance and just friendship that we formed from the second that we made it to the merge. As soon as we made the merge, he came over to me after I almost threw up my jalapeno and said, I'm from Florida, I wanted to talk to you. And I really believe that out of all the people that were in my alliance, that I was able to make the strongest connection with someone in the opposing alliance, and because of that, we said to each other, if I hear your name, I'm gonna let you know. If you hear my name, I'm gonna let you know, and we had each other's backs. So when I heard my name coming up, I was prepared for that, and there were votes that I'm sure we'll get into that I, was able to get through with the help of this alliance right here. And that's one of the big reasons why I decided to vote out Martin and bring Jack, was because I wouldn't have made it here without Jack. And I think my ability to recognize and realize that I needed to form a very strong duo with someone on the opposing tribe, even though we weren't voting with each other for a couple rounds, is what made me outlast my alliance.
Sorry, Kiri. All right, so you've already touched on that you already were bad and that you were probably going to be first food in challenges. Your name came up a lot. You were probably going to be gone more than once. Can you describe how you wiggled your way out of those times that you were supposed to be going?
I agreed to being the decoy way more times than I was comfortable with, and not all the times. I don't think I was actually meant to be the decoy. I think I was meant to be the vote. My argument for everyone was to try to find something someone else was better at and point out how they're going to be better at it down the line. I was a detriment. I know that. We all joked about it. Sam, more than most people. But I was hoping that I come into this game with a hard time trusting people. I don't watch Survivor a lot, but I've seen a lot to know that everyone has good game faces. I don't know. I just wanted everyone to know that I could be a loyal vote, and for that core that I was an active participant in all the discussions. I proved myself time and time again that I was there for them. And for those people that I didn't have a game relationship to, that was strategic as well, because I did not want to make false promises to people I couldn't follow through with. And I know it happened time and again where I promised something to someone, I meant it, things changed, I couldn't get out of it. But I really tried to be careful with my words, and if I wasn't going to vote for you, I made sure to let you know. I told you at the last one I wasn't going to vote for you. And if I was going to vote for you, I tried to make sure that I wasn't making a promise I couldn't keep, and it was being kind of ambiguous. That might be a little bit stealthy, but I just wanted to make sure in the end that people wouldn't lose their trust for me, and that those people who I was making those bonds with, that I felt like I could go at the end, knew that I was being legitimate and genuine every single time I spoke. Thank you.
My question is for Jack. And it's going to sound like a silly question, but I want you to answer it seriously, okay? So pretend that I'm an alien. And try to describe to me the purpose of a rubber duck. Go.
Wow. Rubber duck. So, I mean, my immediate thought is bathtubs. I used to collect rubber ducks as a kid, funnily. But the purpose of a rubber duck, in this game, are you asking me in this game or just generally? Can I?
Sure, you can tie it
I mean,
to the game.
in this game, I feel like a rubber duck is the equivalent of a decoy almost, just because the rubber duck is always floating by and a decoy kind of always floats by, which is Kiri. But
like
yeah,
a
a rubber
goat,
duck
not
always
a
stays
duck.
at the top of the water, never sinks, and they will make it to the end.
So I think we had two kind of different alliances at the start, with Kristen kind of in one and then Curie and Jack in another. And I want to ask Curie, what did you do to differentiate your game from Jack's, both being in the same alliance?
That's a good question, because me and Jack, I feel in our alliance, we all had equal voices in everything that we did. If we thought that there was someone that we needed to fight for, we fought for them. If we thought that there was someone that we needed to go, we went against the group opinion and we pitched that idea. I think what made my game a little bit different than Jack's, it's hard to know because I don't know how much he connected with you, but I feel like I tried to go outside of my means a lot. I feel like he had a better strategy with challenges. He had that for him. I feel like what I had to do was make deeper bonds with the people that I did make bonds with and push myself past that, because he was never going to take the tribe down at an immunity challenge. I was. The fact that I could get to merge and I wasn't voted off despite bringing all of you down over and over and over again is a testament to how good my social game was.
Kristen, what do you feel was your biggest blunder in this game, and how'd you recover from it to make it to this final three?
I think my biggest blunder was probably when I lied to Tor at the Skull Challenge. It was a game move, and I was thinking, you know, I want to win this challenge, and if I would have known that you were going that round, I would have let you have that immunity idol. If someone would say, Kristen, you're getting no votes, I would have let you have it. And I think I felt like I blundered kind of our friendship there, because you kind of came back and I was like, are you upset at me? And I know you probably were a little bit, and I don't know if you know this, but I did not write your name down. That vote, the double vote, I did not tell anyone to write your name down. That was never like something that I was a part of in that plan. It was a blunder that, you know, I think I almost felt like I wrecked something that we built up.
Down to me. So Jack, the one thing you guys aren't bringing up is that there was the three of us in the alliance. It was Jack, Curie, and me. From partway through day 2, we kind of came together as the most unlikely trio that nobody would suspect. And we all worked together, but in listening to you guys talk right now, you're not mentioning me in that trio. So I'm kind of wondering, when did we lose you at that point? Because I felt like we were solid through all the way through. So I want to know if there was a point that I lost you and you were sort of veering towards Kristen here. And also, how is our games different? Because we work together a lot through a lot of this game, so I need you to pull away from me a little bit. But also, when did I lose you?
I don't think we ever lost each other because we were together the whole time. There was times that maybe I was turning my back and looking at other options, but I had to always keep options open just in case who knows what's going to come up. I don't think that I really turned my back on the alliance until the Sam vote. And even at the 3, I think at the last minute I was going to take you, just because I think that Kristen has a lot more friends on this jury.
All right, thank you, jury, and thank you, final 3. We'll now let you do a final closing statement. So Jack, start us off.
Under 3.
Okay, I'll try. So I knew coming into this that the biggest thing was managing a social threat and keeping a great social game. So going into Exile, I pulled the black stick and I was thinking I'm going to join All Seas. I then was met with the decision that I would have to take one of their spots. So I knew it's probably best not to make any enemies right now, and that I'm going to have a little luck. And thankfully I did have a little luck, a lot of luck, and All Seas lost. And I knew that with Sam having that safety without power, and Curie, Sam, Curie, and Martin, my very strong allies, I knew that was a great team to join. And from that, we built the Power Rangers, us 5. Me, Sam, Curie, Martin, and Reese. So then coming into Mergatory, I immediately approached Marisa and I said, I want to make a flip at some point, but I don't know when. And I said, I want to keep Kristen. But then I got word that Marisa did not like Kristen one bit. So I said, we need to vote Kristen out next. That's what I'm told. So I said, let's vote Kristen out next. Marisa unfortunately got medevaced, but that was nothing I could do. Then I had to navigate a double tribal. My name got brought up that everyone should double up on me. And Torger's like, are you just saying this to shift it off of you, or do you want to build an alliance? And I'm sorry I have to lie, but it was just to shift it off of me. And that was also a very pivotal moment because Sam looked at me at tribal, said, should I play the idol? I nodded yes to make him flush it. So I knew that the 2 majority votes were going on you 2, while Sam flushed the idol so it could open him up as a target for the next vote. And that next tribal is where Coop said, if you flip right now, vote Sam, I will give you my jury vote. So I knew this is the perfect time to flip. And along the way, I was always cluing in Kristen, who I'm voting, to keep that strategy, to keep that bond tight. And from there on out, it really was a matter of taking out Coop and Reese. It's down to final 5. Kristen comes to me, I found an idol. So I knew it has to be Reese. And I clue in all of you. I clue in Curie, Martin, and Reese that Kristen has an idol to make sure all of you know that I'm still loyal. And
did you?
Yeah, I did. And although that I wrote any name that I wrote, they have gone home, I hope that you can respect that I have been loyal while also backstabbing you. I know that that's kind of contradictory, but I've tried to keep very strong bonds with you while also voting you out. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Kristen, you're up.
Hi, so I kind of want to break my explanation down into 2 bits. The first part being my motivations and how for coming out here and playing, and kind of how I got started in it. I mentioned to most of you, a lot of you, that I played like a 1-day season, a mini season at Florida at my school UF, which is true, but I also played 4 or 5 other times. I played 2 main seasons. The first time I was a runner-up. The second main season I played was an all-star season, and I'll get into that in a second. And I played a spin-off season, and I also was the host for 2 years. I hosted over 6 seasons. I did what Braden did. I also was the president my senior year of Survivor Florida. I knew the strategy of how to plan this game, how to play this game, and I believe that my game that I played here was really representative of that because I did play from the top, I did play from the bottom. When I played in All-Stars with people my age and younger than me, there were some people that took it really personally and said some really nasty things about me. I have refound my love for Survivor after people that I thought were my friends took that away from me. And I'm very grateful for all of you for being a part of that. So coming out here, when I saw there was very few girls, I knew I had to hold my own. You know, obviously I go to the gym and all that stuff I said was true, but you know, in high school and middle school and all that, I got cut from sports teams. I wasn't the athletic person. So coming out here and proving myself, you know, not only carrying my weight, but carrying, you know, my team's weight during the team challenges, I showed how physical of a player that I was. And then obviously the most important challenge that I won was the Final Four one. I spoke about it a little bit ago about how it catered to my strengths, and winning that gave me the power to put who I wanted next to me and who I wanted in the jury, and that was the most important win of any season, winning that last one, and I took it home, and I'm glad that I did. And next I want to talk about my strategy. So coming into this game, I thought that my strategy would be to downplay my strategy. That's why I didn't tell people about my extensive experience in the game of Survivor, because I didn't want to come off as a threat. I wanted to come off as as I said in a confessional, like the ditzy bimbo, like sorority girl, you know, because I was the youngest girl out here. I also think that it's a really big accomplishment that I had the only successful idol play that allowed me to get here as well. That was a very big part, a very big strategic move that I made on my part. The person that I am, that I was with all of you, is 100% the person that I am in real life. That's why I wanted to create strong duos, and I created that with Tor at the beginning. He was my #1 until you got voted out, and that was not my doing. I did not want that, and that really sucked when he got voted out. But when he got voted out, it shifted to Jack, and his alliance was very important to me. You know, even though there were some things he might have not told me, like telling people about the idol, but he still let me know when my name was coming up, and I believe that it was a strategic and a social move, knowing that I had to create a strong alliance with him. And I believe my adaptability to being on the bottom and the top and playing from all around made me have the most all-encompassing game, and I hope that was enough.
Perfect.
Well, if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna do it in style. Sun protection here. So I know most of us are huge Survivor fans, except maybe Henry, but the jury's still out on that one. We're still not sure. And I know most people probably have a game that they admire. Some people like the hero, the villain, the physicality, the social. You know, everyone has a specific type of game that they like. If you're one that likes physicality, I don't have a lot for you. Your vote's probably set, but what I can offer you is that day one when I fell off that balance beam, what a lot of you don't know is that I broke my toe. It has been very, very hard pretending not to limp, and I also did some damn damage to my hip for the last couple days. I've been trying not to limp around and show you guys that I was in extreme pain, because I knew that would be my death warrant, and I was motivated enough and dedicated enough to be here that I didn't want that to let me go. And I think it also shows that even though I sucked, I was legitimately trying. I threw none of those. I just am terrible. I'm not going to go through my game step by step because I feel like actions should speak louder than words. What I will say is that I hope my actions did speak loud. If they didn't, maybe I don't deserve your vote. I feel like the fact that I got to merge after I was the main target time and time again in the decoy proves that I made connections, at least with some of you. I hope that you understood that when we were having private talks and personal talks, those were private talks and personal talks. Those were not game talks. That was not me trying to make friends with people I didn't get along with. For those I didn't speak strategy with, that was also strategic because I didn't want to make false promises. I didn't want my game to be built on lies. So if I was avoiding it and being ambiguous and being like, oh, I'll think about it, I probably knew what I was going to do, but I didn't want to run my game based on a foundation of bullshit. For those of you that did work with me, I feel like you know that I'm not the goat that I feel like I'm being portrayed at. I was very vocal in the discussions. If I wanted someone, I fought for them. I fought for Reese. I told her, Sam, I fought for you in the beginning, and then I did end up thinking that it was best for my game. I think at the end here, me sitting out there might be seen as some as a cop-out, that I got to the final 3 and they were made to compete, but that was my last act to show my social prowess. Everyone here decided they didn't want to go to Rocks. I was damn well fine going to Rocks because I knew I had a better chance at Rocks than I had going against that. So my only option here was to convince them to take me to the end. And luckily, Martin, he stood up for me. He advocated for me every step of the way, and if it was not for him, I think we would have ended up going for Rocks, because no offense, I was not willing to vote for none of y'all. I wanted to go there. And I thank you, Martin, for advocating for me and for putting me in the position where I didn't have to do something I was terrified to do. I hope that you don't see that as me copping out. I hope my bruises show you that I did try and I would have tried my best on there. But I think convincing people to put you through to the final 3 when everyone here wants it so desperately is a sign to show that my social game was pretty damn good. And I do hope that no matter what way you guys vote, I hope that the after party is great, we're all friends, and we can all talk openly and have a discussion without having to worry about this extreme judgmental camping getting in the way. Thank you.
Good job, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, jury. Thank you, finalists. I'm going to give the jury a second to think. Think about your votes. You'll be voting for the person you want to win this game. And with that, I'll let you think on it, and then we'll get to the vote.
You promised not to vote for me throughout the game. You can now.
played an incredible game. I'm so glad you found your love for Survivor again. Congratulations and good luck.
I'm a simple man. I'm a simple juror. No one I'd rather see win this game. Hope it works out.
Kiri, you're the toughest person out here and by far the best survivor. Kristen, you played a great game. Jack, you also played a great game. I'm voting for the player who I think would have been in those final chairs regardless of who else was there.
This is a pretty easy vote for me. I think she played the best social game. Despite all of her challenges, or the challenges she couldn't do, I think she played the best game out of everybody. Kiri, you always have my vote. Go girl. I hope you win this.
Well, this is the position I didn't want to be in. When I was right before the final, I think that is probably the hardest position to be taken out at, but Kristen fought, and I give her all the credit.
All right, finalists, jury, thank you so much for an amazing second season. We are so happy, and this is it. Finalists, you want to see your name in this urn. The person with the most votes will be the winner of Marooned Season 2. So, for the final time this season, I'll read the votes. First vote, Kristen. Second vote, Kiri. 1 vote Kristen, 1 vote Kiri. Third vote, Jack. 1 vote for each finalist. Kristen. 2 votes Kristen, 1 vote Kiri, 1 vote Jack. Kiri, we are tied. 2 votes Kiri, 2 votes Kristen, 1 vote Jack. Kristen, that's 3 votes Kristen, 2 votes Kiri, 1 vote Jack. Kiri, we are tied once again. 3 votes Kiri, 3 votes Kristen, 1 vote Jack, 1 vote left. And the winner of Marooned Season 2, Kiri, congratulations! You are the winner of Marooned. Go on over, go give her a hug. Congratulations. Kiri, come on up here. I got something you'll want.
Sorry.
Kiri, congratulations. You are the winner of Marooned Season 2. How are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed and shocked, and you guys kept mentioning that Survivor player that sucked and brought his tribe down and then won his season. I can't remember his name, but I'm that dude.
There you go. Well, there you go. Your maroon check. Show it to the camera. Well done. All right. Thank you so much for watching Marooned Season 2. We'll be back again for Season 3. Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. You want to apply? Do it. You could be just like this. You could be Kiri next season. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. See you later. All right.